Okay. Here we go, everybody. Thanks for being here. Sit back and relax. Enjoy the show that will start in 3, 2, 1.
America Online introduces new version 4.0.
You go to the internet just like that. Email pictures.
Fast. We've spent over $1 billion to create a state-of-the-art high-speed network, and with 56K, connections are faster than ever.
AOL is #1.
So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
That's why you'll never find so much as a blob of paint.
As Shakespeare said, "Shit happens." This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. The morning stream is here for, what is the date? Wednesday, April 13th, 2022. I'm Scott. That's Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It's good to see you here on the show.
Good to see you, too.
Yeah,
Listen,
thanks, man.
in 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. We're going to be in Vegas.
Yeah.
I will probably, it'll be Wednesday morning. I'll have a stage 2 hangover. No,
Yeah.
stage 3.
Okay.
Stage 3. I'll have been in Vegas for a couple days.
Okay. All right.
And we'll be getting ready for our big show at the Artifice Bar.
Yeah, I will be 100% sober and not hungover. And
yes, that's correct.
we'll between the two of us, we'll somehow have a show, and it'll be great. Yeah.
Listen, I'll have 12 hours to fix my head is basically what it'll be.
There you go. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be sooner than we think, everybody, and we'll be there. For those that can't come, we'll have lots of little live streamy things. And
exactly. Yeah, I know
and
Monkey
all that.
Bananas is planning on live streaming as much as he can. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also have somebody coming who will be there to take a bunch of photos while we're there. Some nice pro-level
Gee, I wonder
photos.
wonder who that could be.
Not a different guy. Totally different
Oh,
guy.
really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
he's not on TV.
Nope, but he could do it too. I'd love to have both. Let's have a stack of both, and let's combine them, and now you got
Okay,
a massive
all right.
picture pile that nobody can ever get sick of.
Stack of photogs is
That's
what,
right.
what we're shooting for. Okay,
Yeah, a
all right.
murder of photographers. That's what they call it.
That
right?
is the appropriate collective of photographers. Yes.
Now, here's the worst part of the week. I hope this all clears up before travel day because I don't want to drive in it. But it has been snowing for the last 48 hours here.
Wow.
A little bit of a break after the big snow yesterday. And then yesterday, late afternoon, just started pouring snow again. And it's just tons of it. And I don't get it. Like, what's going on here? It's April. I mean, I know we have weird Aprils, but usually not this weird. This is too much. And it's 22 degrees right now. It's freaking cold.
Listen, as Prince once said, sometimes it snows in April.
I guess he did say that, didn't he?
He did say that. He even sung it. Yeah, for whatever it's worth, we have snow right now going on in the mountains, but where I'm at right now, sunny, clear, but 21 degrees, so not warm.
Oh,
But,
yeah, that's chilly then. You're a
just
degree.
warm. I mean, cold and dry, sadly, not cold and wet.
That's hilarious because you're a degree colder than me, yet you have none of this snow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we need it, man. We need the. I hope we get a lot of rain this spring because we need the moisture.
Yeah, the moisture. I love how our whole lives, adults around us in the Rocky Mountains always say, there's just not enough moisture this year.
It's totally true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How many years do you and I get like, oh, no watering allowed this year, or you can water only on odd numbered days that contain the letter H or something like that.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I think last year we had some restrictions. The year before that, not so bad. But 2019 was bad, I guess. We didn't have. We had kind of a rough go of the runoff and everything. But whatever. I guess I shouldn't complain. This is extra runoff. We'll need this moisture, and we're getting it.
Such a fun word to
It
say.
really is, isn't it?
Moisture.
What a blast!
A little moisture.
So Arizona, if you need some more water, you let us know. We got you covered up here.
There you go.
can pay us top dollar for our water.
You gotta have our sweet, sweet water.
That's right. So I got a follow-up email from somebody named Chris. All right.
Okay. All
And
right.
here's what Chris says. Chris says, this is in response to the Charlize Theron discussion we had yesterday. And the email from Craig. So Craig, This is a follow-up on yours. He says, hi, Scott. In response to yesterday's email about pronouncing Charlize Theron from Craig, I have a request. Can you and the rest of America please pronounce Craig properly? It is Craig, not Craig. Thank you, the rest of the world. So Chris says that you say it Craig. I
Craig,
can't do that. Like,
Really?
It's
Craig.
not, I mean, I can, but it's going to take a while. That's a habit that is real deep, man. Because
I wish I could remember how I like. If you would have said, "Hey, say this guy's name" before I read this email, I think I would have. I think I would have said Craig, because we had that guy. Do you remember years and years ago at Nerdtacular? He was a sub in on Frog Pants All Stars. So he was up there playing with Nicole and Brian Dunaway and Randy and everybody up there playing trivia. And it was a guy named Craig, and he became the star of that event because he kept buzzing in and getting answers right, and like won the game for his team.
No, he was awesome. That guy was great. All hail to Craig. But I don't. But I've always said Craig, and the reason I say Craig is I have a cousin named Craig, and he goes by Craig and says Craig himself.
Craig.
Yeah,
Huh.
He actually lives near Arvada right now. Like, he moved to Colorado when he was
Oh,
younger.
really? Well, you should come visit him because
visit
he
him.
sure as F haven't visited me.
No, I got an aunt. I got aunts. I got cousins over there. I really have no reason not to visit.
You have no reason not to come out here and visit, for Pete's sake.
Some
Come
of them are a
come
little-
over the mountains.
A couple of them are a little unhinged, if you know what I'm saying. Just
Yeah,
a little,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
little
So,
wackadoo.
would it help if those of you who prefer the pronunciation Craig spelled it Kreg, like a Star Trek race, and then the rest of you who pronounce it Craig, Craig, like Craig? You know, what's the Craig? Oh, no, I guess in Ireland you say what's the crack, right? But you
what's the
spell it
crack?
Craik.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah,
Crac?
there you go. No, if you do, I do like Craig that's a great Star Trek race. Captain,
Yeah.
the Craig are hailing
Craigs.
us. Yes, they're hailing us.
We're being hailed by the Craig captain. On screen.
Yeah, on screen. There's a controversy about that.
Oh, really? That he should, like, on screen is, a derogatory term.
No, not that. So there's a new trailer for the third
woke
season.
mafia strikes again.
Yeah, once again. I hate that term so bad.
I do too.
I hate it so much. Just hearing it makes my guts boil. Anyway, Captain or the Picard show, right? They got a season 3 teaser.
Yeah.
And in the teaser, they have him writing a letter to his old friends or something, and at the end, it tells you that Gates McFadden, Michael Dorn,
Marina Sirtis.
like everybody, LeVar Burton, all of them are coming back, except Wesley. There's
really?
Wesley.
No Will Wheaton?
No Will Wheaton. So
He was not invited to the reunion,
yeah,
was he?
it makes me wonder if I don't know. Not that there's bad blood there. Obviously, Wesley was a controversial character because people were either annoyed with him or now they all love Will Wheaton, so they want him back or whatever. But was he really that good of a character? Like, really, do we need him in Star Trek? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't. For a while, he was regular bridge crew, but not for as long as these other people. Not for as long as, Troy and Data and Riker and Worf and all those people.
He was there when he was young, then he went off to the academy, then came back for a little bit as he was older, and then kind of disappeared in the last few seasons. And then they were supposed to. There's a cut scene of him in, it's the one with Tom Hardy, Nemesis, where he's at the VR wedding for Troy and Riker.
Oh, right.
When he's sitting with his mom, and you see him briefly, and there was some scene of him talking and like having dialogue, but they cut it all. But you do see him briefly. But that's been it. Like, since then on, which was what, 99, 2000, something like that, 2001?
Yeah.
Nothing from Wesley. Just done.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he would have absolutely done it had they asked. I mean, he does the Picard after show and the Discovery after show.
Yeah, like the guy that's doing your after show is not in your teaser for season 3. Who was
the guy that was, arguably a regular on the show for quite some time, who does your after show, did not get the invite to the party.
Yeah, maybe it's Worf's fault.
Thanks, Worf.
There you go.
Wesley, you piece of shit, get out of my sequel.
Get off the bridge, you little piece of shit. Oh, it's been years since we did that. 2013 was when that was.
Nicely done.
Anyway, so maybe that was it.
Shut up, Wesley.
Oh, yeah, that happened. So maybe that was it. He truly just shut up and never came back. All right, well, Chris, I'll do my best to say Craig, okay? I guess I don't disagree that it's probably always been Craig. It's just I grew up with a kid named Craig, and they all called him that. His parents, my parents, himself. He'll say, "Yeah, I'm Craig." I can't even think of their last name now. Do you
put items on Craigslist or Craigslist?
I always say Craigslist. Craig. Yeah.
Craig.
Yeah.
Craig.
But clearly, I think Chris is incorrect that it's all Americans because you didn't do it. You say it, Craig.
I say Craig. Yeah.
Yeah, you're American. You're a card carrier.
I'm a card carrying American. It's it's the mountains, Scott. West of the Rockies, you say Craig. East of the Rockies, you say Craig.
That's right. Just gonna have to learn to deal with it, everybody. That's how it is. All right, let's do Battle Royale. Let's get Brian in here. We got the feud to do.
Yeah.
Feud is fun. Feud involves you people at home. So if you want to participate, 801-471-0462. We're getting to a little bit of an STP, same 20 people, but if we can get,
I know. Come on, if maybe wait 30 seconds before you call if you've called in the last month or 2 months.
Yeah,
let's get some new voices in here.
Yeah, not that we don't love hearing you because we do, but
we do. We for sure do. But
want to mix it up a little bit. Murder. Hey, look at this. It's Battle Royale's Feud Monkey himself, Brian Dunaway. Hello, welcome.
Oh, Feud Monkey. Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi,
Hello.
Feud Monkey. Hey, is this great or what right here, Brian? I'm going to play this thing Dunaway and I found yesterday.
X-Chicken.
X-Chicken. Isn't that great?
Oh, yeah.
Freaking X-Chicken. So good.
Welcome to Die.
Yeah, welcome to Die, or I am the Lord of Magnet, or whatever he said.
Is that what he says
That's
too?
it.
Really?
Yeah. I thought I sent you that one. Did I not send you that one? I thought I did, Brian.
But did you watch the 80s pilot episode of the X-Men before they did it proper in the 90s? And they had like a Wolverine. He had an Australian accent. It was like
the
X-Men.
cartoon.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it
cartoon.
was X-Men Pride of X-Men.
This was right, and he goes, "Want a piece of fruit?" Like he basically has an apple stuck on one of his claws, and he's offering it to
Dingo.
Pride.
Mm-hmm.
You want a piece of fruit?
But they that's what the X-Men arcade game was based on that we talked about last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Play retro. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole story, the story of that game was I mean not well based on it, but it was roughly based on it.
Yeah.
The translation's
the
really rough.
Was
the
that
story
a pilot,
goes.
or was that? I thought that was from like the Spider-Man cartoon. Like basically, Spider-Man meets the X-Men. He shows up at the front door of the Brotherhood
of Evil.
Yeah, the School for Gifted Youngsters.
Right. No, but Kitty shows up there. Now, I'm not saying they didn't re-air it in certain places, but it was specifically made as a pilot for a show that never took off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but the game sure did. Game did just fine. Oh, here's the line.
Yeah.
I did send this to you yesterday. This is what it is.
Master of Magnet.
It's not Master of Magnets. Master of Magnet.
Magnet. Just
Yeah.
one. Just one
Plus
magnet.
Yeah.
Plus, it seems kind of boring to Master of Magnet. Well, that's kind of a boring. Whereas Master of like metal or something, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I can manipulate metal.
Yeah, he's an idiot. I will play one more just for fun.
You are helpless against my power, X-Men.
That's pretty good.
Golly.
Pretty good.
The scratching, like the 8-bit scratchiness of the voice, or 16-bit, or whatever that is, man, is so rough.
It would have been
16
somewhere in the
bit,
middle.
Probably
Yeah.
80. It was 92 at the arcade. So yeah,
probably 16, but also it could have been 20.
Jammable.
Could have been 24-bit. Could have been just bad voice modulation for the time, which is kind of separate from all of that. But I love that stuff. I just want I want every old crappy voiced over video game ever made and have a giant collection. Which
So
now,
what made them decide to put Dazzler in the game? I mean,
Dazzler was having a moment at that time in the cartoon. We had recently gave her a new outfit and a new attitude and everything. So yeah,
you got her short hair and she less still wearing the roller skates, I think, but less dressed like a giant disco ball. I think.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like Dazzler. I don't like Jubilee, and I don't like who's the other one? Jubilee. There's Jubilee-like characters, and there's like 3 of them, and I don't like any of them.
You're not alone in that. Is that young, attitude-ish kind of character
Jubilee
that
is the Scrappy Doo of the X-Men.
Yeah. Yes, she is the Scrappy Doo. And here's the thing. She doesn't do anything. She makes pretty lights. Neat.
She makes fireworks out of her fingers.
Big
yes.
deal. That's
Whatever.
nothing.
You're probably a big Gambit fan. Whatever.
Her superhero name should be the Distractor.
Yeah, there you go. I actually do like Gambit.
Distract Magneto. Make some sparkles so he looks away from us.
Even though kinetic cards are...
I throw cards.
Yeah, kinetic cards are stupid, but I still like him. I think he's all right. There's something about him. All right. Hey, we should take one of these calls.
Gambit movie.
Yeah. Do you think we'll... I don't know. You think they ever pick that off the floor?
Disney Plus at best.
Think so?
Gambit.
Not
yeah.
full.
Oh, you think so? Like once we get... I don't know. I could see if and when the X-Men get integrated, we must tell him the truth.
Yeah.
Then I could see
I would
Gambit
only
being like in the second MCU X-Men movie.
I would
Maybe.
only accept a no. He'd have to be over at Sony. I can't see Gambit.
It won't
over here
happen at Sony. They don't
at the
have him
Disney
anymore.
World.
They don't have him anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. That would be the only way I would accept it.
I
It's
see.
too
The only
late.
way you would
The
get
ship
it.
has sailed.
I see.
Yeah. So when it was Fox, it made sense that they would be digging that dirt, but they're not going to do it at
it was
Disney.
Fox.
Okay.
I did say
Interesting.
Sony.
All right.
My bad.
Well, now is the time. This is the place to play Tadpooley Feud, and we have a listener who's going to participate with us. Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Nick from Texas, $1.46 in the chat.
Well, hello, Nick from
Oh,
Texas.
Nick.
Yeah,
Hello.
I have my own Nick, so I feel like we got a father-son bond going on here. I like it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, weird. So
And
he's
thus began a new restraining order.
yeah. Let's make it
Oh,
happen.
boy.
Hey, Brian, do you want to explain to Nick how this works? What he could win?
Absolutely. It's time to play the Tadpooley Feud. I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us. It's Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Now, Nick, your job is more important working with either your fake father or Brian Dunaway. And if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes This War of Mine and The Ball on
Ooh,
Steam.
The
I've heard of This War of Mine. I've never heard of The Ball.
I've never heard of the ball, but
Wasn't that originally like an Unreal Engine prototype game, and then it went on or something?
Let
If
me
I remember
look.
correctly.
I can tell you real quick.
don't know.
The ball game. Let's see.
Oh, the ball game. Yeah, that's not going to
Ball
return any
game.
results.
Ball.
Yeah. Well, the ball will return far more.
Okay, Steam has it. Mostly positive reviews. Came out in 2010. Swashbuckling archaeologist unlocks the mystery of an ancient ruin that has
Wasn't
been
even
hidden
close.
for centuries and discovered a mysterious artifact, a gold and metal shelled ball.
Ball.
See,
I
actually,
tried
this looks all
downloading
right.
it, My connection was dropped, so they dropped the ball.
Yeah, there you go. I get it. No, this looks good. This looks like it maybe even holds up. It looks, it's 10 years old, but looks nice. So
Cool.
there you go. The ball.
The ball. The
Yeah.
ball. All right. Is my internet back to normal? Am I
Yeah,
okay?
you were a little crusty for a sec, but I think you're good now.
Weird.
Let's think
Listen,
so.
I've already uploaded ANTP for today. It went up before the show. Get off my back. Okay.
Yeah.
He's
We
talking
had-
to the chat room.
Yeah,
It's
he's not
Claire.
talking to us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm talking to Claire specifically. We asked 523 Tadpoolers. Put your hands on your buzzards. That gave us their answer to this. What is your favorite science fiction book series? Scott.
I'm gonna say. Did you say series or just books?
I
You
did
said
say
series.
series.
Okay. Dark Tower. Dark Tower.
Dark Tower. Show me the Dark Tower. Number 10. So a lot of answers will beat it.
Steve Harvey would totally
I know.
you every time.
Exactly.
Is,
You can't,
what was the
you
question
can't
again,
ask me to
Steve Harvey?
clarify. You buzzed in. You can't ask me to repeat.
Like Brian has never done that. Brian Dunaway, you've
Never.
totally done that before.
Never do it.
All
Whatever,
right.
Dork Tower.
Well, look, you got 9 to beat me. You're probably gonna be fine. So what are you gonna pick?
I'm gonna go with Dune.
Dune.
Oh, gosh dang it.
Show me Dune.
Dune.
Yeah,
Number 3.
that beats it. Nice job. Doesn't beat in score though. You guys got some work to do.
Yeah, exactly. You do have some work to do.
Yeah,
So,
well, 'cause we're
Brian,
in trouble because that was the only one I really could think of. So we're screwed.
Yeah.
So you and Nick are going to be a team here. Listen, all you need is you get 6 or higher, and you're already beating Scott. So
Yeah. Plus,
no,
I
7
think
or higher. 7 or higher.
Nick might be a total genius with the science fiction books.
He might.
So, yeah.
He totally might.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you ready for this? You feeling all right?
We'll show
I got one
show
series.
the answers on the tadpole
Yeah.
or the board.
Yeah, there's. Oh, I thought it was
Right.
showing. I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry, chat. There it is. Thought it was up. Wasn't. Okay, you guys go
Oh,
for
by
it.
the way, it said buzzards, but too bad you didn't show that.
The buzzards? Oh, they always see that.
Yeah, you changed the buzzard to buzzards.
Yeah. Oh, you did? Oh,
Buzzard.
that's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
That's
officially
pretty-
changed.
I liked it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, buzzards?
It's the button says buzzards now.
Every
instead of-
time we start
really?
the show, hands on your buzzards, and the buzzer
Oh,
said
no, I
buzzard.
know I said that. Okay, see, I don't see the button, so
Yeah,
on my,
I think
on my
he-
view, I don't see buzzards.
He didn't used to have it there. I think he changed it recently to be,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm sure.
Oh, so you didn't do it.
No.
I didn't do it. No,
gotcha.
no. It was Alkabab who is the master of this thing. Who is
Good job,
who is
Alkabab.
sadly not going to be able to make it to Vegas, but there was a chance for a
Aw.
while. Yeah.
Boo. Boo.
Boo.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
touch his buzzard. All right. All right, you two, get your damn guessing going.
Let's get our guessing going. What you got? You got any guesses?
I would lean towards Star Wars personally.
Oh, that's an excellent. That's an excellent answer. Yeah, a lot of it lost.
books.
A lot of it's
Yeah.
lost out of canon now, but there's still fantastic series of books. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Show me Star Wars.
Oh.
Number 4. Yeah, a lot of people said Star Wars, but then they also would have specific like the Thrawn trilogy or Secrets of the
Yeah.
Empire, that sort of thing. So
Right.
All right. Well done.
That's a good direction to go into though. Let's think. There's a lot of fan fiction, but this is the Tadpole. You have another one?
Do you think Harry Potter would work?
I kind of was debating kind of that fantasy. I was trying to think what the Tadpole may say.
Yeah.
You know, because it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be right.
Exactly.
It
Yes.
just has to be what the Tadpole would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think the fact that you said it maybe would also indicate that somebody else said it. So let's just see how many people thinks Harry Potter is in the sci-fi genre.
Do it.
All right.
If it's
Show me Harry Potter.
That's a shame.
More fantasy.
Number 11. No.
Yeah.
He was up there. 14. A lot of people said Harry Potter, but
yeah.
and you know the fantasy, science fiction. There's some overlap there.
Sure. Sure. I'm going to go
Scott,
with...
that gives you an opening.
It does. I have an opening here. I'm going to enter this opening now.
Okay.
Here's my answer. The Expanse books.
Oh, of course, The
Expanse,
Expanse. That's
sure.
a great one. That's probably number one.
Yeah.
Around the time that I was asking this question, I think it was pretty darn popular. The final season had not come out yet. So show me The Expanse.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Oh, nice. So that means I would have thought that'd been number
Doesn't
one.
give it a lot of points, but
No, it does not.
it does let you continue playing.
Yeah, it keeps my lead here. All right, I'm going to go with Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Gotta be in
That's
there.
got to be number one. How did I miss that in my head?
I don't know if we do number 1, but it'll be
It
there.
was number 42 is what it is. Nope,
Nice.
show me the Hitchhiker's
That's
Guide
the
to the
answer.
Galaxy series.
Nice.
Yeah,
Number 1.
numero uno.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
makes
good.
sense.
Well-deserved placement on this list.
This might be, let's say, the Foundation series.
Oh, also a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Tadpole would be
Isaac
into it, though.
Asimov,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's a big,
all right.
complicated mess, those books, but, you know, people they love Dune. It's complicated also, so why not?
Sure. And I don't know. I don't know where everybody landed on the series.
Series was
if
great
it's
for about 6 episodes, and then it lost steam.
And-
And I think it's
then it-
because they were filming in the middle of, and the pandemic started, and you could really feel it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sure, makes sense. All right,
they may
all right.
come back
Show
around
me
on that.
Foundation.
Oh.
6.
Oh,
That's a lot of
wow.
points right there. 19-7 is the score.
Yeah, like this.
I don't know how I'm going to
12.
pull back out of that. Christ.
You got, basically you get 7 and 5, 8 and 5, 9 and 5, 7 and 8. I mean, basically, if you get any 2, if Scott drops the ball and you get any 2, then you're back in.
Yeah. Well,
But
I
if
know
he
I
doesn't
like
drop the
them.
ball-
I like things like the Horus Heresy and some of that, but I don't know if anyone else in the Tadpole would. But let's ask
good
if
one.
the 40K universe is in there. So
Yeah,
Warhammer
that's
for
good.
40,000.
Yeah, show me some of that Warhammer love.
Boo!
Oh,
Um,
boo.
Horus Heresy and Assorted Warhammer 40K books, number 11 on the list.
Just outside the range.
Just
there.
edged out. Yeah.
Poop. Okay.
I'm,
All right, Ryan.
I'm
back to you.
thinking, I have
And
one in
Nick.
my head. Do you have one?
No, everything I'm thinking of is fantasy, really. So it'd just
Right.
be
I know a
depending
couple of
on what it
fantasies I think
falls
maybe
in.
on right on the edge of it. I'm going to go with the Wheel of Time.
Oh,
So
Wheel
a
of
lot of
Time,
people
sure.
love that. Yeah.
Also, just a recent film or TV adaptation over there on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Great.
Show me the Wheel of Time.
In the Wheel of Time.
Number 8.
Now, why? I have a
Ooh.
question for the
4-point
tadpole.
game.
Why is that very high fantasy novel series on a thing of science fiction? What are you guys doing?
Because it doesn't really exist. Because it deals with space, and when we think of sci-fi, we always think of space, right?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know if I buy
But
that
that's
one.
okay, because a couple of the ones I'm thinking of that are kind of between the area of fantasy and science fiction. Now, there's a series that I love, and if you don't have another one, I may go with this. And the reason why it's on my mind is because I recently decided to go back and start reading the books again. Do you have any more guesses?
Oh,
Guesses?
interesting. Okay.
Nah, I can't really
Right.
think of anything. It's all fantasy related.
I love the Jurassic Park series of
Oh,
books.
sure.
And we recently, since World 3 is coming out next month, I believe, we watched 1 and 2, and I was like, man, I really kind of enjoyed the books. I'm going to go back and read JP 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Did so you went back and watched Jurassic Park 1 and 2 or
World.
Jurassic
No.
World 1 and 2? Okay.
World 1 and 2 to get ready for 3.
World 1
coming
is
out.
fun. World 2 is bad. 3 looks like it might be okay.
Just like Park. Park 1,
Yeah.
good. Park 2,
Yeah.
Park
Yeah.
3,
Park 3 was okay. It was all right.
Yeah.
A lot of
I
people
thought Jurassic
smear
Parks
it.
and Recreation was a really good follow-up.
Yeah, that's the one with Chris Pratt. He just carried right over.
Look at that. No kidding. There's
Yeah.
the connection
There
right
you
there.
go.
Jurassic Parks and Recreation. Wow.
Nice.
All right.
Nicely done.
Show me Jurassic Park.
JP. Oh, such a long wait.
Number 29 on the list. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ender's Game.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ender's Game.
Or the Ender's.
Oh,
There's a whole
okay.
series. but
Folly and Ender's
Oh,
cheese sandwich.
that makes
I
me
know
think of a million other things now.
everyone's mad at the
Okay.
Utah-based author now because he says stupid shit, but his books are
Yes.
they were well regarded. I don't know. We'll see how this
Yeah,
goes.
I know. Authors should really just shut up and just type is
Yeah.
what they should do. Especially you, George R. R. Martin. Come on.
Yeah, start typing.
All right. Show me Ender's Game.
Oh,
I
that's
think
probably all I
number
could say.
5, and I think that
That's
might
it.
be the final nail.
Yeah.
Does that clinch
no,
it?
actually, no.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. 9
Um,
and 7 would win, 9 ties. So we'll see.
see,
where this
people who don't
goes.
like the way this is scored, I would point to this as an example of this works because
Yeah.
if I blow
Yeah.
this, I could lose. Like it's not like
Exactly,
I run
yeah.
away with it for having these low ones.
Nope.
All right.
That person's probably stopped listening to the show.
That's probably true.
Long time. I can't take this every week. Bump
So,
it.
I can't remember if. Oh, geez, I can't remember if those books. Oh, the Scalzi books. Shit.
Did we sufficiently derail your thought?
No. Oh, Old Man's War. The Old Man
Old
War
Man's
series.
War.
That was
Old
I
Man's
love that
War.
whole series. It was fantastic. I don't remember the name of the other 2 books, but it's probably got a different series name.
Old man.
Hand me that machine gun so I can shoot the enemy.
That's the
No,
take
it's
it
nothing-
directly from the book.
Nothing
No?
like that, unfortunately. No, you
Oh, okay.
you
All right.
die. Your old body dies, and they transfer your soul and your body, or your mind into a new, fresh 25-year-old hot body, and you go fight a war.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Show me a book based on that whole mess.
That whole
Yeah,
time.
number
Oh, there
7.
you
Old
go.
Oh,
Man's War,
man.
popular.
I
Yeah,
thought I
but-
was screwed. I didn't think I was
I
gonna get
tried
it.
to make you think you were screwed. That sadly, that means Brian and Nick are screwed.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, you guys are a little bit screwed here. That's okay.
One answer left.
Uh,
Let's see if you guys can clear this thing out. Still 3 strikes left between the 2 of you.
I'm thinking here.
Tell you what, if either of you gets a number 9, I will give Nick the prizes anyway because you'll have cleared the board, and I really
That's pretty
like seeing
nice.
I like seeing a clear board.
I am
is what
shocked
I like.
we cleared this.
I
When
am
we
too.
started out, I'm like, I only have like 1 or 2 in my head.
Yeah.
Well, we got to clear one more. I can't remember if the iRobot stuff is separate from
Okay.
Foundation or not. It's Asimov, but I don't remember. I'm just gonna say it.
Okay.
Let's say iRobot.
Show me the robot series.
Damn it!
It is separate, and it was number 18 on the list.
Okay.
Oh.
Shoot. I swear that was part of the same schmear.
First book, iRobot. Second book, You Robot. Third book, We All Robot.
We robot.
We
together.
robot together. All right. So you guys try again, since we're gonna do this with a clear board, possible.
Yep.
What about War of the Worlds?
That's a good old book.
Yeah.
People like
We
the
could
War
do
of the
that.
World.
We could do that. Or yeah.
Was it a series though? Because that's the key here.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm trying to think.
Oh, true.
Yeah, because I can think of lots of standalones that people would probably put on here. But then again, the
Right.
Tadpole may have skirted that. I don't know.
Right, and then I'm also kind of thinking, I don't know.
What do you think?
There's something obvious here we're just missing. Like the Martian series, that wasn't there more than one?
Is there a series?
Didn't
I thought there was
he
just...
did like a follow up book.
Well, he's done three.
Really?
He's done 3 books, but I don't think any of them are
Yeah, but
connected.
they weren't all in the same
Yeah, I think they're all separate.
sci-fi. They were just in the same
Tim Watley or
universe,
Tom
right?
Watley or whatever his name,
Right.
Watson. I can never keep it straight which one was the dentist on Seinfeld and which one was the Martian.
Well, Watley was
Right.
definitely the Seinfeld guy. So that guy is he just I don't know if anyone knew this. He was the lead programmer on Warcraft 3. The author of The Martian, and then really wanted to write, so he left video games, started writing, and then freaking killed it.
Right.
Yeah,
And-
it's awesome.
And then I was also thinking about because you said series, but I think there's only 2 books in it. I had this one by my bed, Ready Player 1 and Ready Player 2. But is that you know what? I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with the Ready Player 1 or Ready Player series.
The Ready Player series, yeah.
Mhm.
It's, Scott Klein, is that right? Ernie Klein.
Ernie Klein.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there a second book? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ready
Yeah,
Player
yeah.
2.
I didn't know there was one out.
And guess what? There's a lot of video game and pop culture references sprinkled throughout.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And
You
one
don't say.
and two?
You don't say. Wow. I enjoyed that first book, but I think I had my fill. I think I'm good because it was a little too much of that. It was like,
Yeah, I like reason why it's next to my bed is because I've tried to read it
yeah,
like 20 times. I've
Sure.
like I can't get all the way through it.
sure.
All right.
It's
All right.
just a bit much.
Show me the Ready Player.
Oh,
Now, a few people did say that one. It made it up to number 16.
Yeah,
Okay.
I also thought about the Hunger
So it was up
Games
there. Yeah.
too because it's kind of sci-fi. It kind of is dystopian mostly, but it does have some science
Well,
in
Scott has one guess left. Maybe he'll say that.
I'm going to say Star Trek novels.
it. Oh, that's a good.
Oh,
There's
there
a
you
ton
go.
of- there's a ton
sure
of
you don't want to
those.
say the one that Brian just mentioned?
No, I want to do mine.
All right. Okay.
I win either way if I
Come
get
on.
this.
But no, you win. But your our listener doesn't.
No, I know. But so we gotta have some
Okay.
rules around here. So,
All right.
so yeah, I'm saying Star Trek novels.
Show me Star Trek. I wonder if my whistling comes through because I think Discord
I heard it.
blocks that out.
I could totally hear it. You were good.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
Hunger Games. Even though I've got 3 strikes.
Yeah, there it is. That is number 9 was the Hunger Games.
Oh, what?
I tried to help you clear the board so that Nick could get the prizes, but
that sucks. That isn't a science fiction thing.
oh
It
sure.
is,
Oh, it's
because
definitely not
there's-
fantasy.
It's
Yeah,
what's the apocalyptic fiction. It's not. It's like, oh, here's a new society because the world kind of ended in the way we think of it, and so now everyone fights to the death. There's no like science fiction in
The
there.
technology is advanced, so
Is it?
yeah. Even though it's regressed because of economy, the technology has advanced. So I mean, it's
dystopian
a central
science
point.
fiction drama.
Is that how they
the
have
way
it
it
listed?
is,
Yeah.
Boo.
is described. Young adult dystopian science fiction drama.
Nice.
There you go.
That's a weird sci-fi angle. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
that would be like saying, I don't know what. Mad Max is not.
Now, those are a good read. I had no trouble reading through those.
Oh, those
Yeah,
are
those
fine
are
books.
great.
Yeah, they're good. They're a good
Right.
time.
Yeah, really good
Definitely not
series.
science fiction though. All right, so that's a bummer. Here's what we'll do instead. Can the winner of the contest concede and send things to people anyway?
Of course you can.
All right. Let's pretend that I would be winning those codes, but instead I'm going to send those to Nick because I think he would really like them. So we're doing that.
That's nice. Yes.
Yeah.
So I can't bequeath them. I can't try and guide you to saying the right answer to give them to
that's an interesting take. Oh, we should allow the winner.
Yeah,
to
but
decide
here's the problem.
Whether they give the prize or not.
Here's the problem. We have an
evil.
inconsistent record of this because there are times where Brian will say, "You sure you want to say that?" But it'll be right. Do you know what I mean?
I have done that too.
Yeah, you're an unreliable narrator, so I didn't know. I thought you were leading me a different direction.
You're not wrong. I've absolutely done that in the past, and I will continue to do it in the future.
Yes.
Congratulations, Nick. You're getting a copy of This War of Mine and The Ball from one of us. Might be Scott, might be from me, but I'll be the one sending you the email. Send an email to coverville@gmail.com, and I will get you the prizes.
That's right.
And thanks for being a new voice in our call-ins.
Oh yeah, that's great. It's not the same 10 people, maybe the same 2 people. If you ever call again. Anyway, congratulations.
Winner, chicken dinner.
You got to get that code by sending Brian an email, as he mentioned, coverville@gmail.com. And when you play that game, let us know if you enjoyed your ball. Okay? Will you let us know? Because we don't know.
If you successfully handled the ball.
Yeah, if you handle that ball well, then props to you. Thanks for playing. All right. That's going to do it for that. But we got to tell people, Brian Dunaway, that you and I made a rad episode of, and I use the word rad on purpose.
Radical, dude.
Play Retro yesterday. That's right. We played a whole bunch of TMNT, Turtles in Time as well, which was the follow-up. We also played a bunch of X-Men, which gave us amazing lines such as, such as this. X-Chicken. Which is my favorite thing in the world. I'm going to play it forever.
That's right. Nightcrawler tastes like X-Chicken.
Yep. I'd really hoped that the game would have had voices for all the characters, but they don't. They just have death sounds like that kind of stuff.
Do all the villains though get them right? Like doesn't
most of the
villains?
Yeah.
Lots of non-playables as well. Professor X has a bunch of really stupid lines. He has, for example, here. Listen to this.
Go after the giant sentinel.
That's X.
Oh, yes. the big one. Don't mind the little tiny sentinel.
No,
go after the
those
giant
are inconsequential.
Yeah, here's his famous one.
Destroy it.
Yeah, just destroy it. Anyway, Brian, that was a lot of fun. People should check it out. PlayRetro.com, or sorry, PlayRetro at what am I saying? PlayRetro on wherever you get your podcasts. All right, frogpants.com/PlayRetro. And a quick note about programming: we had been moved to Tuesdays for a while, but it turns out we have enough of a time window. We're moving back to Mondays, which gives us enough padding between it and other stuff I do for ANTP. So we're fine. We're back to Mondays. So next Monday will be our next episode where we're doing, I don't even remember what we're doing. What are we doing?
Console mascots. It's a transition to the 64 era. In other words, Super Mario 64, Crash Bandicoot, not technically the mascot of Sony, but we know.
Kind of the unofficial, yeah.
That's kind of how we felt about it. Yeah. And then, of course, Sonic as he progresses into the 64-bit era as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about the ones...
Sonic canceled game that never happened that was supposed to be the first 3D game.
It was an awkward transition for a lot of these mainstay things. I told Brian on the show, it reminds me of silent movies moving to talkies and sound. There was a kind of an awkward moment there where you could either make it or break it.
I played Super Mario 64 this morning for just a minute or two, and I was amazed at how much they forced the camera stuff down your throat. Like, we got to use this, camera stuff because now it's 3D. And I'm like, okay, back off.
Yeah, but they didn't know. They didn't know any better.
Out of my face.
They didn't know any better. It was a stepping stone in the right direction, but they didn't know. Nobody knew. This was all new territory back then. So we're going to talk about it and tear it apart and have a great time. So check that out. That show is available wherever you get your podcast. Hey, Brian Dunaway, suck a duck, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.
Wow.
Duck sucker.
Wow.
Yeah, he likes to suck ducks. What can I tell you?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I know. He'll admit it one day. He sucks ducks.
Yeah, well,
What are you going to do? Hey, we got some quick news here. Oh, look at this. Some very fast news this morning brought to you by...
Brought to you by America's Next Top Podcaster. New shows hitting both feeds today, whether you're a patron or one of those cheapskates on the free feed who doesn't want all the extra great content that you get on the Patreon feed. The first judging session is on the free feeds now, so you can hear how they did with their first challenge, creating an audio drama podcast. And over there on the Patreon feed, you're getting submissions for challenge number 2. I won't spoil the surprise. So you're going to get to hear what our 3 teams produce for challenge number 2 over there on Patreon. Patreon.com/Top Podcaster or americasnexttop.podcaster.com.
Nice. All right. Check this story out. It's a Cheetos story. Okay. The snack,
all right.
the cheese-covered stick snack things, whatever they're supposed to be.
Yeah, they're puffy, weird, like deformed tree shapes is what they are.
Yeah, and we're happy to have them. You know?
We're happy with them. We're happy with the orange dust they leave on our fingers. Yes.
Exactly. Except one time when I was a kid, I ate too many and I barfed. But other than that, they're fine. Anyway, Cheetos are banned in Germany. I don't know if you knew that, but
I did not know that.
Yeah, the Germans, they're not into it. They don't like the.
Really?
Like
Is it a word like similar to, the word Cheetos in German means grandma feet or something like that?
Well, I wish it was that cool, but it's not quite. Says that's the conundrum in Germany, where due to some savvy trademarking by the country's largest snack food corporation, Cheetos have been illegal since 1980. So it's been a bit
illegal. Jeez.
Yeah, literally illegal. This person in this article says they first became aware of the situation while browsing the aisles of a Berlin ethnic grocery store that will remain nameless in the section of North American goods. They had expanded this recently and was excited to see everything from Tajin to Takis in stock. And the Takis, they're like competition for the...
They're little tiny dense Cheetos is what they are.
Yeah, they're
spicy,
nightmare
hot.
sticks. Nightmare sticks. They're bad.
They are nightmare sticks, yeah.
Nothing good about those things.
No,
I'll eat them, but I know what I'm doing when I do it. Anyway, these bright orange packets, let's see, there's no cheetah, but they have a red sticker covering up the brand. Oh, so they do have Cheetos, but they have a sticker covering up the brand on the top. They were misprinted bags where Chester was saying the F word or something. No.
No way. Really?
The internet informed this dude the censorship stickers were actually a loophole. For over 4 decades, the Dusseldorf-based conglomerate Intersnack. I love that.
That sounds tasty.
Intersnack. That's a big cyberpunk corpo I would join.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, okay. That's weird, because in the next line, they spell it Instersnack with an S.
They screw that up?
A second S. I think it's Intersnack. I don't think it's Instersnack.
It's got to be Intersnack, right? Intersnack.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Like international and snack.
Yeah, as opposed to instant snack. I'm going to have a snack instantly.
I had an instant reaction to these potato chips.
It is Intersnack, yes.
Says, whose chips, pretzels, and corn puffs dominate German markets and have been suing anyone who dares sell Cheetos in Germany on the grounds that the name Cheetos is too similar to one of the Intersnack's own products, Cheetos. Chitos, which is a competing
interesting.
thing.
They've also got a Cheetos. I'm on the intersnackgroup.com website. I'm looking at all of their brands. It is mostly stuff I've never ever heard of. Butterkist.
Oh, Butterkist.
Leave a stain. Thins.
Yeah.
Pop Chips I've heard of.
Pop Chips, yeah.
Vico, V-I-C-O.
Never heard of that.
Nutline, which is what I try to avoid when I wear tight pants.
Mm-hmm. Nutline.
Tyrrell's. Hand-cooked English crisps. Chio, C-H-I-O. Estrella. Mitsuba. Griffins.
I'm excited to see Mitsuba when we're in Vegas. I always like seeing Mitsuba.
I like seeing Mitsuba, too.
Yeah.
Oh, Tato, which I had in Ireland. T-A-Y-T-O. Tato.
Tatoes.
A nice bag of Tato.
Okay. I should have French fried taters. Mm-hmm.
But look, a lot of these funny fresh. I don't even know what that is.
Ain't got no gas in it. All right. Well, look, the deal is they're very litigious, so don't go over there with anything resembling a Cheeto or Chito or Chahito or any of that, because they will sue you for thousands of euros based on their trademark. Okay? So be careful, Brian. I know you were about to launch a new brand of cheese sticks.
I totally was. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do that.
No, Butterkist popcorn is not, as far as I know, not here in the U.S.
I've never heard of it.
Butterkist.
I'd try it, though.
I would, too.
We have any German listeners? You guys want to send us some German snacks and let us go to town on that?
Kissed by butter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we haven't done any German snacks, right? We've done Japanese snacks. We've done Chinese snacks, Australian, UK. I think we need some German snacks.
Yep. I'd say Irish, but after your trip to Ireland, it felt like everything they had were just stuff from here and other places, so it didn't feel like they had a unique snack listing.
No, it was, a lot of crisps. The food, boxty, which we're going to make, not this week, but next week, we're going to make our own home boxty.
Yeah.
Which is mashed potatoes and shredded potatoes held together with flour, formed into pancakes and fried. And then yeah.
Brian.
I'm not sure what we're going to eat with that. I think we're going to throw some like fried eggs on top or something for dinner.
Sounds fantastic. Oh my gosh, that sounds good.
Is that awesome?
It really sounds good.
Yeah,
I want that now.
So much starch. Like, oh my God, starch.
That sounds so good to me.
And then, of course, what was that? Bumper fry. And, no, you guys did have some unique foods, just not unique snacks is what we're saying, Claire. Like, you still had chips. You still had, you had different variations of Oreos, potato chips, and vanilla wafers and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're looking for some renowned thing that no one else has. Something that makes your snacks unique is what we're looking for here.
Right. We had angry pig, hot pig shavings from Japan.
Yeah.
A bag of those. Oh, by the way, do you still have any Kit Kats left, or are those gone?
I don't want to say no because I'm not sure, but I don't see the box. Which makes me wonder if Kim snuck them and gave them to one of the kids, but I'll check. I think I may still have
that.
some.
Okay, because if so, I'm going to do the same thing, offer them up to the kids and the rest of mine.
Yeah, as an offering. It's like an offering to the gods.
As an offering. It's like a tithe. Giving like a tithe. Kit Kats to the kids.
10% of my chocolate and Cookie Crunch. What are you doing? Oh, do you know where that box of Kit Kats went? We still have those? How did you hear me talking about you? Oh. Do you know where that is? I think Nick may have gotten them. We'll find out. Anyway.
Okay.
Sorry, right, Kim heard her name and came in here and said, "What are you?"
I know, so quick too, like instantly.
Yeah, that was fast. You must be downstairs with the boy or something. Is he here? Oh, I can't wait to see him. All right.
The boy.
Yeah, the boy. It's we're babysitting the boy today for I don't know how long. All right, that's it for news. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here with some tech time, some Recommentals with Randy, who's back in town. And more. So stick around. Need a song though, Brian. You got one. Do it.
I've got one. I've got just one. Only one song. And that song is coming up, and it's performed by I'm trying to find the email.
Yeah.
There it is right there. Okay. All right. This is hey, we're going back to Melbourne because we love music from Melbourne. And Melbourne's the new hotbed for indie music out of Australia, I figured out. How about an electronic rock band, kind of like the Aussie Daft Punk? This is a band called Black Cab. They have a brand new single, and they just announced their long-awaited 6th album, which is called Rotzler's Rule, which is going to be released May 13th on digital and limited edition vinyl with launch shows in both Melbourne and Sydney. To lead off this album, this brand new album, here is the new single, Superheroes. Here's Black Cab.
I am 41 years old. I have not had a sick day in 23 years. I do not call in sick. I don't call in gay. I don't call in gender confused. When my dad died of Lou Gehrig's disease, I had some barbecue and went back to work.
His things go better with Coke after Coke after Coke. Just a slogan.
Wolfman's got cards. This is the morning stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. Hey, Brian, what's that song again?
Yeah, that song is the band Black Cab out of Melbourne, Australia. The brand new song, Superheroes.
Nice. We like superheroes. We're fans.
Yeah.
Flying around, shooting stuff out of their hands. Getting work done.
Flying
superheroes.
Capes and
tights
and
we love them. They're great.
Boot cuffs.
Don't care. DC, Marvel, whoever. It's fine. Get it going. All right, check this out. We got a thing to play.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is Tom Merritt. He joins us now live from his studios in Los Angeles, California. Tom Merritt, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm glad to be here, Scott and Brian. Thank you for that great description of my wardrobe.
Well,
it's for the audio listeners. It paints a mental picture.
Yeah, it's like when you turn on the descriptive narrative
Yes.
in the assistive settings. I like that. Yeah,
yeah, you're like pop-up video, but for a guy. That's what's going on here.
Yeah.
Human equivalent of pop-up video.
I used to love that show. Well, Tom, it's always a pleasure to have you on Wednesdays, talking tech, that sort of stuff, digging up stories for Daily Tech News Show today. And, well, there's probably a few out there. What's going on this Wednesday?
Yeah, later today when you join us on Daily Tech News Show, I'm sure we'll be talking about Meta's announcement of having some glasses, some VR, AR glasses ready for 2024. Yesterday on the show, we mentioned that Meta says they're going to allow creators to sell items in Horizon VR. What we didn't notice at the time that has gotten a lot of headlines since is that Meta will be taking a 47.5% cut on each transaction. So 30% cut goes to Meta for the Oculus platform, and then 25% goes to the Meta App Store.
Oh, okay. So they're getting paid twice.
They're taking a cut twice, basically.
They're double dipping.
Yeah.
So the 3070 is common, and we hear about it all the time. People want Apple to change theirs. Steam does it. Both consoles have the same deal for their stores. Like everyone's got the 7030. It's kind of standard and common. I would have expected that here, and it sounds like they're kind of faking that. But I don't like that. That's no good for creators. Why would I want to go over there into this new platform and invest what it takes to learn all that stuff and make those assets and then only get that tiny cut? That's bad.
And Facebook has historically been one of the companies complaining the most about the 30% cut in the Apple App Store. So apparently the Horizon Worlds platform getting 30%, that's fine. If you're sitting there going, wait, you said 47.5, but 30 plus 25 is 55. It's 30% goes to Meta, and then of the remaining amount, of the remaining 70%, then 25% goes to the Meta App Store. So that's how once you do the math, that ends up with a total of 47.5%.
Yeah.
I always try, I'm the only one who does this, but I always try to figure out like, okay, but if I'm Meta, how do I think this makes sense to me? And I know everybody else is like, greed, that's how it makes sense. Yeah. But usually, we've all been in workplace situations. Usually the thing that everyone else outside of your company thinks is dumb, you're like, well, yeah, but I know why they're doing it. It may be dumb, but this is why. My only guess here is that Meta is going to make room for other app stores on the Oculus platform.
Yeah.
And so they're saying, look, if you're on Horizon Worlds, 30% goes to Horizon Worlds. And if you're in the App Store, there's a different cut for the App Store, but that's because other app stores might be on the platform someday.
Okay.
It's not a great argument, and it's not the argument Meta is making, but that's the only way I could make any kind of internal logic sense to myself.
Yeah, I would say that's the only way I could too, because I'm thinking here like, okay, let's say that they do that. Let's say they have their built-in app store, but then they'll let you in a way sideload from other app stores or other locations. Is there a limit to that? Because once you open that gate, you're saying everybody from dude in his house to established app store somewhere now has access to this thing. Maybe they do. And maybe that's okay in the long run, but I'm not so sure they're planning any of that. This just feels like some weird corporate hypocrisy to me, and I don't really know how to feel about it, to be honest. Except it's too much.
Here's an equivalent. OpenSea is one of the big wide open marketplaces for NFTs. It takes a 2.5% cut of each transaction. By comparison, quite a bit lower. I don't know if you noticed, than 30%.
Percentage-wise, that seems lower.
Then a creator can take between 2.5% and 7.5% in addition.
Right.
So you can then like take a cut because of the way NFTs work. You can take a cut of future sales and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it may be that Meta is looking at it that way. Although 30 and 25, wow, those are 2-digit numbers.
Yeah, that's a lot
without decimals.
Yeah, that's a lot. If I'm a creator and I'm starting to see these things come around, maybe Meta will be first to the idea of Horizon Worlds is the place to go make stuff. But This is coming from all over the place. Like there will be other opportunities. I, as a creator, would not be eyeing Meta as a place to set up shop. I would be like, yeah, I think I'm not doing that. I'm going to wait and see what Apple does later this year. I'm going to wait and see what Valve has up their sleeve. Or, I would be in that mood if I was a creator after seeing this number. It's just ridiculous. You don't want to be an early adopter of that as a creator. That would be, 50% of your freaking revenue.
Yeah.
If that.
In fact, there's a quote on this CNET article that Meta's 47.5% fee is the best thing that ever happened to Sandbox and Decentraland because everyone will be like, well, guess I'm going over there.
Yeah, good point. Well, all right. Stuff is subject to change, of course. Who knows what they'll end up doing? Seems a little short-sighted to me, but hey,
yeah, doesn't it? There's something that rhymes in my head with, IBM getting into the internet or Microsoft creating a browser in the early days. Mm-hmm. At the very beginning, right, where they they said, well, OS2 Warp with the internet on-ramp will be the way everyone will access the internet. Yeah. Turned out that wasn't the case. Nope. Microsoft IE, people forget, when it first launched, was a failure. Everybody's like, why would I use that instead of Netscape? It's so poorly functional. Mm-hmm. And of course, Microsoft changed. So yeah, it's too early to say whether Meta is OS2 Warp or Internet Explorer.
Yeah, or I'm trying to think of an example of something that petered out real hard and then everyone else took over for it. Let's call it, like pre-iPod
Napster.
Players. Oh, yeah, Napster is a good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great one. And Napster, while it still exists, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about
True.
that.
Yeah, it's still out there.
Yeah, it was a missed opportunity. Anyway, this will be a good story. We'll talk about this and, of course, other stuff today. Tom, anything else going on you want to mention?
I am always available on freetomnewsletter.com. It has become a place where I just kind of let folks know what's going on in a little open letter, just like an email to you, and then links to all my shows. If you're interested in what we're on the shows this week, there'll be nice, media-rich links to all of that in there as well. So if you want to be part of that conversation, freetomnewsletter.com.
Very nice. I think I will. I already am. So there's no need for me to go over there. Right. Tom Merritt, today, 2 o'clock Mountain Time. Sorry, everybody. We got the new
That's
time.
right. Yeah. The new straight up top of the hour time.
Yeah, we hit it. We hit the road running, and I'm excited to be there as usual. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. His camera is a mix of chop and knot.
Right. Yeah, it was getting a little chunky.
Yeah.
But then smooth.
Smooth.
Like could not decide which kind of Peter Pan peanut butter it was going to be.
Oh, that reminds me. I never told you about this place. I meant to do this. There's a
You
place
found
called
a new peanut butter restaurant in Salt Lake City.
No. There's an ice cream place near here called Brooker's. I don't know if this is a chain. I can't tell. I think it's just here. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But they make their own ice cream. It's all very good. But they make their employees dress like founding fathers era clothes.
Really? Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so all these teenagers, they're forced to look like, who's the Paul Revere, that type of thing.
Sure,
with the hats.
Hamilton.
Yeah, all that stuff. They have to dress like
I'm not going to miss my scoop. Not going to miss my scoop.
And every one of their flavors is named after either a founding father or early governing people when the United States was. They're just like a giant Declaration of Independence cosplay. This whole thing.
Of course, yes. Would you like a scoop of coffee bean Franklin?
It's like that, yeah. It is like that.
Of course it is.
Or there's one that's like my favorite is the peanut butter chocolate something. George Washington, but they got all this. He would, we can't tell a lie. It's the best.
No cherries in the George Washington. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's got definitely
chocolate covered cherry tree or something like that.
That one's very good. They have all kinds of good stuff. But anyway, I just felt bad for these kids because I walk in there, I'm like, no teenager wants to dress like this.
No. The only thing that sounds worse would be the hot dog on a stick outfits.
Yep. Those were bad. Shorty shorts and making that lemonade.
Yeah. Oh, that lemonade's the best, though.
It is a good lemonade. Yeah. Hand mushed or whatever they were doing there, dancing around. All right. Randy is coming into the show right now.
All right. Okay. I'll believe it when I see it, Scott.
Soaking in the Hawaiian sun for far too long.
He's perfectly pickled.
Perfectly pickled is what I'm
marinated in beach spices.
That's right. Beach spice. I don't like sand, he says. Join us now in welcoming Randy Jordan back to the show. Randy Deluxe, how's it going? Are you back to your normal time zones? How you feeling there, dude?
Good morning, stream. I'm feeling just fine.
Oh, that's good.
Had a fantastic time in Kauai. The Garden Isle was very, very good to me.
Nice.
And mine.
Yeah. Did you once again be like, we should move here. We should move. You want to move? No? You don't want to move. You can stay?
She did not want to move there? I mean, you used to live there, so you know what it's like living there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Rather
far
visit
away from everything.
What would be ideal would be to be able to just visit there anytime I want.
Yeah.
That would be ideal.
That would be ideal.
I mean, you can though, can't you?
Well,
I mean, yes and no, right?
Just financially, you can't visit every time you want.
Right. So it would how do you pull off 4 times a year like what I just did? I don't know. But
sure. You need your own plane. You need your own little beach house. You're set. You're all good.
I've actually already been planning my next trip out there.
Well,
got a pretty good idea here, and I you know what? Yeah, like if people who live in Hawaii, there's all kinds of people who live in Hawaii who don't want tourists. They want fewer tourists, and you know what? Sure. Their biggest enemy is Hawaiian Airlines, because man, I get those emails every day from Hawaiian Airlines. They're like, "Hey, we'll fly you round trip for like $300." I'm like, "Okay." Let's make more tourists.
Do you have any spam? Do you have any spam while you were there? Any kind of spam dish?
No.
Musubi.
It is way more prevalent when you're in the grocery store, like the spam area.
Yeah.
You know, it's like huge.
Yeah.
But I just I don't know. It's not necessary. Like I was there to eat fish and rice and not
World War II introduced canned food to help get through the Pacific.
I gotta tell you, man, my brain is a little fried from it, but like you just got me thinking about the phrase "founding fathers." What an interesting phrase, "founding fathers." Like imagine, because when you talk about that phrase, one of them is Benjamin Franklin, right? He lived to be 84 years old, died in 1790.
Yeah,
he died 19 or 20 years before Abraham Lincoln was even born.
Yeah.
And we also think of Abraham Lincoln as a founding father. Right. I mean, it's not really, right? Like he's not
at all.
No, I mean,
But anyway, like Abraham Lincoln was a baby 2 decades after Benjamin Franklin died at 84. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, imagine
we always visualize all these guys hanging out in a room, and no, a lot of them missed each other by decades.
Right. Yeah. Imagine if you were like roped into the same historical documents as someone, who was 100 years older than you and died 2 decades before you were born. I don't know.
It's crazy. I did get, speaking of this ice cream place, I embarrassed my kids a little bit. I'll tell you the story real fast.
Did you talk about cow lube or something like that?
No, none of that. None of that. No lube. But we walked in and it was Dylan's first time. He hadn't been there before. And he goes, "Oh man, I don't know which one to do. Which one of these is good?" And I go, I said a little too loud. I said, "Well, which one had the most slaves?" And everybody in there was like, "Dad, you can't talk." I'm like, "Well, they had them. They all had them. They had slaves. That was the thing with these guys." And then he ended up getting the
God, what's it going to be like when you're older and you don't have a filter?
I don't have one now. I thought it was pretty funny, but what's great is the people working there obviously have this entire store dedicated to all these founding fathers.
Right, yeah.
And I don't think any of them want me in there going, "Oh, how many slaves did this one have here?"
No.
Well, how'd that go for him? All right. Anyway, let's emancipate ourselves and dive into our films that we're recommending this week.
Sure.
We have a number of them. And we're going to start with Brian. We always do. He's got some clips here. Brian, what's the setup?
Yeah, setup. This first one is a movie, and a very sweet movie.
Oh, well, all right. Here's play
nice.
here.
Okay, 2 rules. I'm never going to let you win, ever. If you beat me, you know you beat me, fair and square. But I never let you win, and I'm going to always tell you the truth. I saw you in the yard playing sports. You're not very good, and probably not going to get a whole lot better. So it might be wise for you, in order to avoid tears and disappointment and, above all, delusion, find some other activities that you like. Like, what do you like to do the most?
I like to read.
I also like to read. I'm good at sports, too.
Okay, it sounds
it's a
like
short clip, but
it sounds like what's his name? Wild Things guy? Not him.
Wild Things. Nicolas Cage?
No.
Wild Things. Kevin or Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon.
Thinking of.
Yeah.
It feels like one of these Stephen King or Steven Spielberg movies, like where a kid, has Anthony Hopkins move in upstairs, and they're like meeting each other and talking for the first time. You know what I mean?
Very, very. Yeah, I could see how you hear that. This is that was Ben Affleck, by the way, that you were hearing telling J.R. McGuire the rules. Ty Sheridan, well, not Ty Sheridan in that scene, but Ty Sheridan becomes the older version of that kid. That is a movie called The Tender Bar, and this was a recommendation to me from Jenny Josephson, who saw it and said, "Oh, there's this sweet movie on Amazon Prime. You got to check it out." And And she's absolutely right. This is really, really good. It is a very sweet coming of age film. Very, boyhood a little bit. Trying to think of a really good comparison. Biloxi Blues, probably a better one, where you kind of you see this growth of this character over the years. It's directed by George Clooney, and it is adapted from the real life memoir of J.D. Moringer, who was the main character is kind of built after. In addition to Ben Affleck, who plays the owner of this bar that is kind of the focal point, the centerpiece of this film, that this kid, you watch him kind of growing up around this. You've also got Lily Robb, who you know from almost every season of American Horror Story, and a Christopher Lloyd that is, especially in one scene where all he does is fart in his recliner. Is the best.
Fantastic. Yes. I was hoping you would tell me something like that.
He's grandpa.
Yeah.
He is grandpa. He is this kid's grandfather. This kid's real dad is a dude named The Voice, who's a radio DJ who's largely been out of his life, played by Max Martini. You know him from things like Saving Private Ryan and Level 9.
Yeah, I know this dude.
Usually has
hours.
a huge beard, but he does have a great voice.
Pacific Rim. Yeah, I like that dude.
He is really good.
Yeah.
And then Ron Livingston is our narrator, the future version of this kid. It's a really, really good movie. Really sweet, really, really well acted, a great story, well directed. Don't know why. I think it won a SAG award, or nominated for a SAG award, but no mention at all during the Oscars, which really surprises me because this feels like it maybe should have taken the place of Don't Look Up among the nominees. No chance of winning, but yeah.
But we did have a SAG nomination for Affleck, right?
He was nominated for Golden Globe and Screen Actors Guild Awards. Yes.
All right.
Was it weird going right from Deep Water to this? Was that kind of a shock to the system?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Deep Water.
You hated it, or you didn't hate it. You just said you wouldn't recommend it to anybody. The one with him and Arma de Armas or whatever her name is. The thing.
Yeah, right. God, this movie made me forget that we watched that 2 weeks ago. That the most hateful couple you'll ever have a chance to meet.
That's good.
I can't believe it. Yeah, totally made me forget about Deepwater, this film. So that's great. That's a really good.
Good. It's a Deepwater antigen. I like it.
That's right. You can see it's right. It's the antidote for Deepwater. Yeah.
Cool.
Does this movie hinge a lot on Ty Sheridan's ability to act and carry it?
It does. He's your main version of the main character. You do get a couple different versions in the narrator, but you spend the most time with JR or Junior as a teenager, college student, college graduate, and Ty Sheridan is your main actor for that.
I like that kid a lot. He was the first time I ever saw him was in Mud. And I thought he was amazing in that movie. Another coming of age kind of thing set in the South. Yeah. Love that movie.
Speaking of Ready Player One, I mean, he was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also speaking of X-Men, he was
Cyclops.
Yeah.
The non-Marsden Cyclops. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is really good. It's on Amazon Prime. It's just a sweet film. the Tender Bar. It's right there in the name, Tender Bar.
That's a tender
all right.
bar.
I'd like to know what the bar. I don't know. I'll find out what the bar is.
Well, it's the bar that Ben Affleck's character owns.
How can it be tender? I don't get it. I'll find out.
Yeah, you got to watch it. See,
it's like instead of the bartender, it's the Tender Bar.
Oh, geez, thank you for spelling that out slowly for me. Jesus. I didn't get it. I seriously didn't get it.
So you really didn't get it? I couldn't tell if you were being sarcastic there. Yeah.
Seriously didn't get it.
I didn't get it either until you just did that. Well, that's great. I want to see it. I like George Clooney as a director is one of my favorite. He's made some great movies as a director, and I would like to see it.
All right.
Very cool.
That's item number 1. Item number 2 is a series.
All right. Let's play this clip for the series.
You guys, I have been reading up on this, and our students are going to get a huge boost from this software. I mean, our kids are going to be reading at the speed of light.
Well, I, for one, prefer the tried and true methods over whatever the latest doohickey is. I mean, I have yet to see the program that can do what I do by, teaching.
Well, old school teaching is great, but the latest doohickey can be a helpful addition.
Are subs gonna have to do this? I thought I'd mainly be showing Pixar movies.
You guys, all I'm saying is we should keep an open mind. There was a great website called A to Z 123 that taught me how to read when I was a kid. My parents certainly weren't around to do it. I had to potty train myself. Overshare.
Well, I do not need some young Zuckerberg. Pimple-faced kid, fresh from the smart bar.
Genius bar.
Telling me how to teach.
Good morning.
You're the tech teacher?
Sure am. Can't keep us old folks down, right?
No idea. I like it, though.
This is a brand new series, brand new sitcom, a terrestrial, like a network sitcom that's really, really good, called Abbott Elementary. I'd heard a lot of good things about it, decided to start watching it, and this feels like the Superstore Office that we kind of need, as a current network situation, sitcom. That was Cheryl Lee Ralph, you heard, as one of the teachers. She's kind of the more traditional, tried and true teachers. But you've got Quinta Brunson is your kind of main character. She is your Jim Halpert or your the new guy starting at Superstore, kind of the one you follow as like the main character. Sure. They do, these shows do always seem to have like a couple of the same kind of characters, although there's not really like a Dwight or an Angela or one of those type of people in this. Right. Focuses on an elementary school in Philadelphia, in the heart of Philadelphia, for inner city kids, and the budget problems that they have, and how much these teachers have to kind of toe the line and help out with the things that the school board is supposed to provide for them. You do have your Michael Scott or your what's his face from Superstore kind of inept leader, but that you kind of have to have that in a office comedy like this. Done as a mockumentary, so more like The Office, where the regular shots are interstitched with direct interviews with the characters.
Okay, all right. I kind of like that. I don't know what my deal is.
I kind of miss it because I feel like we haven't had it in a while. But yeah.
Right, yeah, not since like Modern Family, or did they do it? They didn't do it with Life in Pieces, did they? No, that was just straight up.
No, Parks and Rec did though.
Yeah, Parks and Rec
that kind of thing is I feel like was being done to death, and then I kind of got tired of it, and now I kind of miss it. So I think I'm in the mood for this. I think
mainly that's a great little motif that helps you escape from laugh track, right? Like,
right.
I loved this other school sitcom that came out recently called Mystery Glacius. It was like 3 years of Gabriel Iglesias as a mentor teacher in a funny high school in Long Beach, and like the downside of it was the damned laugh track, and it's like, well, how do you get around that? Well, I mean, you just have silence for people to laugh in, but the interstitial interview thing is a really good way to tack a joke onto a joke, right?
It is.
And like,
right.
yeah, man, I miss it too, Scott.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing to miss because I used to think it was overdone, and now I kind of miss it. So we have to check it out. This sounds great.
Quinta Brunson, by the way, the main actress in this, is also the showrunner. She created this thing, so it's kind of like
Directing herself. That's
directing
great.
herself. But I'm thinking like in The Office, you had oh my God, I'm blanking on their names. The two younger people were kind of creators of the American, or not creators, but head writers for the American version of The Office, and I can't remember their names. Anyway,
yeah, those guys all seem to be in these shows or involved in these shows. It's always
Kelly and
interesting
Rand, thank you. BJ Novak and Mindy Kaling.
Kaling, yeah.
Kaling.
Yeah, she's great. National treasure.
Anyway,
that woman.
Abbott Elementary is on Hulu. The finale aired last night. So 13 episodes for this first season, so you can jump right in and watch all these all in a couple sittings.
That sounds like something Kim and I want right this second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
watch
good.
this.
It's really, really sweet.
All right. Well, here.
Honestly, my recommendals are sweet today.
Yeah, look
That's
at you.
nice. I'm glad, because I was actually thinking before we got on the horn today. I was thinking, man, we've put forth some hard stuff in the last few months. Over the last few months,
we have. Yeah,
we've had a lot of recommendals where Scott is like, "Now this is not for everybody." You know?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad to see it though. I always need this sort of thing. All right. Well, let me bring it down a few notches. All right.
Okay. Good.
It's a documentary, and it's on Netflix. A two-parter. And here's the clip.
Jimmy Savile just can't help attracting his own special kind of private pandemonium.
Jimmy Savile is public property. Our gym.
I had never seen anyone do that much good.
How on earth do you raise £10 million in 3 years?
All right. So that may sound like it's actually a glowing glowing review of this Jimmy Savile dude, who here in the States, we pretty much never heard of the guy until recent years. In Europe and in the UK in particular, Jimmy Savile was like household name, gigantic star. I'm trying to think what to compare him here to. He ran for 40-something years their Top of the Pops thing, which was our equivalent of
American Bandstand. Or,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess he's Casey Kasem for England.
Kind of. He was a DJ to start with, and then eventually became this TV personality that just hosted everything. He had a show called Jim Will Fix It, which was very popular, especially with kids. It was like you would write in, almost like the Miracle charity, or what is it called? Child's Miracle Network, whatever it is. Where you anyway, they would write in and say, "Well, I want to, my duck can't fly. I have a duck, and he's up here in Northern England, and he can't fly, so." Jim Will Fix It, the show, arranged to have a flight where this little kid and his duck could just be on this plane, and the duck had window seats. It could look out the whole time, and like silly, weird stuff like that. So he was like this beloved dude for a huge part of his career over there. Turns out the entire time he's a predatory child molester bastard hole, like the worst.
Oh my God! Which the tadpole has just been like, oh my God, major pedophile. Oh, he's horrible. Oh, blah blah blah.
Yeah. They were spoiling the story before I could get to it.
Yeah.
It's not a spoiler to say this about the show, by the way, because the whole point is to expose all of this.
Sure, of course.
And I'm glad that they did. He died not too many years ago, 2012 or 13 or something. And it was right around the time that he died at age 84 that there was a ramp up in potential prosecution. They were finally getting people coming forward. The police who were kind of negligent at the time of these events were, basically peeling back the onion and finding out what they did wrong. They were ready to sort of admit it all. And this has a ton of archival footage and a lot of interviews with him. And they spent a lot of time with people who were both victims of his, but also people who thought something was fishy for years and years and years and worked tirelessly to try to expose it. Were stopped at every turn because this guy was like, he was knighted. He hung out with Margaret Thatcher. And why this is interesting, because it isn't just a story of here's a guy who's a horrible pedophile. That is the story, but that's not really the story. The story was more about here is a guy who is a horrible pedophile, but is getting away with it so brazenly that there's a lesson to be learned about that part of it. The getting away with it part Like they found scenes of him in you know how Americans Bandstand toward the end you might have Dick Clark sitting out in the audience, a bunch of girls gathered around him. He's saying, "All right, so next week we're gonna see you next time" or whatever, and they're all kind of with him there, and he's sitting with them. He would do that sort of thing too, and they archived footage of him like groping girls while they're sitting there. Nobody recognized it for what it was,
and doing it fully on camera, just brazenly.
Yeah, it's the brazen part that made this documentary interesting, because I don't want to just hear about how horrible he is. That's not really, I'm not in it for that. I was in it for like, man, can we never let anything this public happen again? Because the guy went, he spent decades abusing people and almost in plain view. Like that's the level of celebrity the guy had. It was almost just in plain view that this stuff was happening, and nobody was helping these kids. Nobody was helping these poor girls. Like that part's awful. There's some catharsis toward the end. There's not justice because he died and never got prosecuted. But it's 2 parts, so it's not, you're not stuck for 6 episodes or something. I recommend it if you are like me, interested in why humans behave sometimes the way that they do, and see them as like maybe a learning opportunity for what we do with celebrities, and maybe we ought to not do that so much because sometimes there's horrible monsters under all that. Anyway, the title of the thing is Jimmy Savile, A British Horror Story, and it's available on Netflix in 2 parts, relatively new. And
but it's well made. It's
very well made.
Something you probably worth knowing. Like if you don't know, you want to
you
want to learn this little bit of history.
Yeah, and if you want to, I went and deep dived on some Wikipedia stuff, and it's all kind of out there now. But this does it in a very well made documentarian package. They don't do fake reenactments. They don't get too dramatic. It's a lot of sort of here's what happened and how it happened, and here's what we know now versus what we knew then, and why this person was wrong, and blah blah blah. Like it's very. Those are the kinds I like. I don't like when they get too dramatic.
You're reminding me of what's the? There was a documentary.
Please take your hot dog out of the microwave, Randy.
There's a documentary thing last year I did not watch called something like The Murderer Next Door or something like that.
Well, there was The Shrink Next Door. You're not talking about that one.
No, that was
There was something everyone talked about that was like about some people who lived next door to a terrible person, and they were just like allowing that person into their lives and having oversight of their kids and stuff. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
I can't remember it either, but I know which one you're talking about. It was 2021, right? And I think called. Oh, that's not it. Okay.
Oh, well,
I have a whole list here.
Let's go on.
But anyway, it's one of those. It's good. It's well made. Again, it's warning. It deals with a lot of those horrible issues. And nothing pisses me off more than kids being abused in any way. But there's something to learn here about the way we handle celebrity differently than we do regular people, and how that can lead to real heartache, like a national heartache, really at that level. So anyway, we're checking out. I also finished that one I recommended last week. I was only 2 episodes in, but I finished the one about the bad vegan.
Oh,
also,
yeah, right.
Excellent documentary.
Oh, and I'll, while we're doing that, I'll put a cap in Severance as fantastic. Watch the whole thing.
Right. You were only like 3 or 4 episodes in, right?
Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
Best thing of the year.
And
so good. I love it.
And you feel like it sticks the landing?
Stuck the landing. Yeah, for sure.
That's the thing that everyone starts asking after a couple of episodes.
It stuck this landing, but it makes me want more landings, and it's already been approved for 2 more landings.
Yeah, I think they have a plan to go three seasons.
3 seasons, yeah.
Let's go back to that for a second. I just love Patricia Arquette so much, and she's like understated in this show. Like, you know what I mean? Like she plays.
It depends on which scene you're
initially.
looking at. Yeah. She's understated, then she's overstated, then she's understated. I actually really like it in the end, but at first she kind of drove me nuts, to be honest. But she grew on me over time.
I also like how it feels like his office place initially is like every kind of caricature of the people that you've worked with in an office.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like what, as soon as you start seeing and hearing John Turturro, you're like, oh, I worked with that guy.
Yeah. For me, it's Dylan. I knew about 10 Dylans. That
Yes.
kind of
Yes,
super
oh my
common.
God.
And also, I have some serious physics questions about his nose and his glasses.
God, how do his glasses stay on?
I don't
It's gotta
get
be
it.
adhesive or something.
I don't get it.
There are
It's-
times,
I don't
there are
get it
times
at all.
when it's actually
He should
like half an inch out from his nose, and it's still staying in the
It's still
same
there.
place.
I know.
I
know.
think we should rename Friday Flat Face Friday, and and every week we post some images of him.
Okay, let's do it. His arc really got me. Everything in it. It's an amazing show. I'm glad you had as much fun as I did. All right, let's move on to Randy's recommendation. We got a clip here. Randy, any setup?
Oh, it's just a show I love so much. I think it was brought up about a year ago by Nicole, I think. I'm not certain about that. But man, I love this show. I picked the most random spot to pull a clip. And you can just, like, the problem with the show is there's a lot of music in it. So I didn't pick any music. But man, I'm telling you, I went into the most random thing, and anytime you do, you're going to get gold, comedy gold out of this show. And by the way, my spot features almost every actor that I pull, so you're going to hear a lot of different voices here.
Very nice. All right, here it is. Let's play it.
Clooney, what are you up to? Eating a cacio e pepe? Frickin' classy. What the drip? Ah! Making Lucy lawless!
Ah! What's going on? Why are you naked? Why is there water?
Gotta grab my tools!
Wolf, no. Let's call a plumber.
The Bobcat's got this one under control. I'm trying Bobcat out as that nickname. Is it too many animals?
This seems like a situation for a real plumber with a regular name like Champ. No. Gerb. Wait. Why can't I think of a regular name?
Don't worry, babe. You don't need Gerb when you got the B-Cat.
Oh, no. Toilet juice.
Thanks again for letting us crash in your room, Ham. Our toilet's being a real nasty freak.
She really is.
Well, we're all so excited for you and Honeybee to be sleeping over in the main house during Thanksgiving week. I'll be perfectly happy on Moon's floor.
Did somebody say boys' night? I said it with a Z, so I think it's going to be pretty fun.
Oh, Ham, you've got a lot of books. I can get some reading done. Chunky Chili for the Teenage Soul, some Mary Higgins Clark, The Hacking Halversons.
Oh, yeah, we all read those. They're about this Viking family. Very violent, but also very close.
And they love cutting the heads off of things. Like any head, they'll just cut it off. Even if they're busy, they don't mind.
Well, you guys picked a great time to destroy your toilet with the power of poop, because I have a new shadow puppet I'm debuting after dinner. I have to dislocate my thumb to do it, but it's worth it.
I like a shadow puppet. Sometimes a regular puppet is just too much.
Well, the plumber's out of town for the Thanksgiving holiday, but he'll fix the toilet first thing Monday morning. In the meantime, having all you here under one roof will be fun, like when you guys were little kids. Except one of my sons is married.
Moon is married? Oh, Wolf, right.
Holy cow. All right, so
Holy-
it's that
I'm
woman. It's that woman
Okay.
who is in Mythic Quest, who was one of the developers downstairs.
It's not actually. You're close, but
Oh, really?
that is not Ashley Birch.
This is the other. So the Bob's Burgers
No,
team
Ashley-
made
is that
this,
what-
right?
Ashley Birch?
This is the Bob's Burgers production team. The same couple of writers or something.
It's two writers from Bob's Burgers, later writers. They came on to Bob's Burgers after a couple seasons. They're sisters, I think, and they went off to make this show. And
Oh no, I'm thinking of Aparna Nancherla, the developer, not the
yes,
tester.
you did hear Aparna Nancherla as
she's
the,
got a
as
very
the-
recognizable voice.
the youngest of them, a very young boy named like 6 or 7 years old, named Aparna. Named Moon. His name is Moon. You also just, man, you heard, like, it starts with
Nick
Will Forte.
Offerman. Yeah, Will Forte. I said in the chat room.
His wife is Honeybee, played by Dulce Sloan. You heard Paul Rust, Jenny Slate. Jenny Slate is everywhere, right?
Great. Yeah, Jenny Slate is everywhere. Yeah.
I didn't capture so many other voices that are just so great. This is the Great North, by the way. The Great North. It's those creators are the Molyneux sisters, Wendy and Lizzie Molyneux. And man, Nick Offerman is the dad, is a single dad of a family who lives up near the Arctic Circle. And they are just hysterical. This is a show. I'm just going to say this, and this might be a little controversial to you, especially Scott, but I think if this show had come out before Bob's Burgers, there are a lot of people out there who would have said, "Oh, Bob's Burgers is a lesser version."
Well, because that's what they
really
do with
believe
this. As much as I don't disagree with you, but the people see this and they see that Bob's Burgers style because the animation style and art style is
That's
almost
what I
identical.
thought too. Yeah.
Central Park also has some of those people working on stuff, and
Yeah.
they all look the same. But I think people discount this because it's not Bob's Burgers, and I think you're probably right. Whatever came first is going to get the laud, and then you're going to have to follow it up with, it's like Futurama never got the same love the Simpsons did, unless you were a true blue fan. But it's because you're like, oh well, same style. This is like Simpsons in space, and they just pass.
Yeah. But now, like, you have a whole generation now who sees, like, my kids' generation who sees Futurama as so superior.
So good
because he's encountered them at all the same time.
Yeah.
This show, Great North, it pulls from some other things. Like Bob's Burgers has a very particular source, right? It comes from things like Seinfeld and like 80s and 90s sitcoms for the most part.
Sure.
This has a lot more influence in things like Gravity Falls or Steven Universe. It has some of those, like it has a drive to be more about like moral issues and family stories than Bob's Burgers ever could. Like Bob's Burgers is a lot more about really interesting characters. So I'm kind of, I guess I shouldn't have pulled a clip that was just a bunch of characters all making jokes, but it's just a very sweet. I'm sorry that Brian just was talking about tender bars.
No,
It is very,
let's have three sweet things.
Sure, why not? Well, Scott kind of
Scott balanced us out with like the most unsweet thing possible.
The fourth thing is the antithesis of sweet. That's fine. I'll be that guy this week.
All of the different family have their strange quirks, and so like every episode is a bunch of stories usually, like that are all happening simultaneously, and they're all intersecting with each other. And because they live in a small town on the Arctic Circle, they're kind of like free range children. It's they get out and about and do stuff.
Yeah.
And the main thing that I want to make sure you understand about Great North is the Molyneux sisters have gone 100% full bore on music. Like, how Bob's Burgers about every other episode ends with a new song?
A song, yeah.
This show, every episode ends with a new song, and most shows have another original in the middle of the show. They're often kind of short, but like it really cares about making fun of what you've encountered. Like there will be a crazy joke in the middle of the show where you're just like, I don't think that works, and then they're gonna come back to it with a song later. They're gonna sing about that crazy joke and expand it out into universe. It's millennial humor is what I'm saying.
Sure.
And I'm all here for it. It's streaming on Hulu. It's a Fox show. Like if you have TV, you could watch it on Fox when new episodes come out. But it's not streaming on Fox. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
Like it's you got to go to Hulu to watch it.
Yeah, it's one of those direct to Hulu things, which I don't know. There's more and more of those these days, but that's okay with me. I feel like those have longer legs and staying power for whatever reason. They don't get canceled as quickly as shows that end up on the main networks. I'm down with that. Peacock has some of that too going on, where it's like this would never last on NBC, but here it is, running on their streaming service.
They better not ever cancel this show. I will be so upset. It looks like it's a little tiny bit expensive, and like that worries me, right? Like because you get people like Nick Offerman, Megan Mullally, like that Will Forte. They probably demand a little bit of money, and. Man, I hope that. I'll be so frustrated if it's 2 seasons and out, because they've set themselves up for a nice long run.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna watch it. Both all the things you guys recommended today. I'm totally doing these. These are good. How am I gonna have any time for anything for me? I'll watch all this heartfelt stuff, and then I'll have to watch something horrible and evil.
I know, you got to balance out that, right? And watch something. Oh my God, that was so hard to watch. I feel better now.
Yeah, better fire up Shudder.com, see what they got going this week. I don't know. Anyway, hey, speaking of exciting things, this week we're back to Film Sack, everybody. It's the long wait is over, and we're gonna watch Book of Eli. Ooh, Book of Eli.
And I'm just gonna admit, I haven't ever seen it.
You're gonna like it. I love it. I hope you like it. I love it. Love that.
I should say I haven't ever seen it until I just watched it on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yes.
There you go then.
I came in this thing completely blind.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, now spoilers there. It's an old movie. You can't really spoil it.
Yeah.
But I love that movie, and I can't wait to talk about it. That'll be this weekend. So check out your podcast feeds this weekend for FilmSack at filmsack.com. Randy, anything else you'd like to say before you go?
No.
That's all you got. Well, welcome back.
Just one more thing.
Yeah. He got me.
He got you there.
He
That's
got me.
great. I saw it coming. But,
No, he fully got me. Completely got me.
Nice,
I will admit.
nice.
I will admit defeat at the hands of Randy today. That was pretty good. All right. Well, there you have it. That's the end of the show today, everybody. We all had fun, didn't we? We had fun.
I had fun.
Yeah, I had fun too.
You seem to have fun. From here, it looked like
from there, it looked like fun. I'll tell you what. From here, it was really fun. Right from here.
Oh, good.
I felt good about
good.
it.
Excellent.
So we're gonna take our leave. Before we do, a reminder: the show is produced entirely on the shoulders of our the good people who support us on Patreon. Your patrons is what you are, and you know that. So to you, I say thanks. To everyone else on the fence, time to hop over to the side that says patreon.com/TMS and belly up. $1 a month would get you all kinds of stuff, and a little bit more will get you all kinds of more stuff. So check it out, patreon.com/TMS.
What
Brian,
are you waiting for?
Yeah, what are you waiting for? There's nothing to wait for except a song, I guess. So do you have one we can do?
I have that, yes. Kevin Colson wrote in and said, after I noticed your Quadrophenia album behind you, I kept hearing The Real Me in my skull. Could you please play Wasp's version of The Real Me by The Who? Well, sure, Kevin Colson. Happy to do that. Yeah, Wasp, hair metal band extraordinaire. Yeah, maybe less extraordinary. Did a cover of The Real Me for the Headless Children back in 1989, the album called The Headless Children. Originally by The Who from Quadrophenia.
Yeah.
Here is The Real Me.
I saw these guys in concert in '85. They opened for
Kiss?
Van Halen, I think.
Van Halen, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, it was the 1980 or the 5150 tour, and and Wasp was really stupid, super stupid. I mean, I had fun, but it was dumb. Anyway, here you go. We are Satan's people themselves. Wasp coming at you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Whole new show, a bunch of stuff. So be back then. We'll see you.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I trusted that son of a slith.
Oh, son of a slith?
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have trusted that son of a slith.